Hey guys, so I decided to make this video anyways because I spent 2.5, 3 hours on it yesterday, and it's still her voice, it's still her story. I will post a picture of the timestamp of when I did the video. And I did the cards, it was like 11 something last night. And then I felt like she was going to be found. It was around 6 o'clock this morning that I was out trying to fix it so the dog couldn't get out. I've been struggling with that, and I was supposed to go to my mom's. I ended up not going to my mom's, so I could have put the video out. But I always am like, oh, let me make a quick video, kind of like I did Riley. I should have done that instead of making a post, but I was like getting around for bed and stuff. But next time I'll do that. I think a big part of me is I have a little bit of fear whenever I post like that because I don't have time to sit and look at everything. But normally when I do post like that, it's correct. So I'll also post a screenshot of what I was feeling and what I posted on the community page and in the group, just to show that I got this information before, because I know a lot of people, there's going to be comments like, oh, she was already found, or you posted this afterwards. Like, so that's why I'm going to show that I did the cards, and right afterwards I did an Autowrite. I finished about 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to believe me on that if you don't want to. But that's why I posted at 6 in the morning to be like, okay, this is what I got. This is the direction that I'm going. And I'm posting this in case she's found or it helps her be found, because I kind of felt like she was going to be found. Like there was a push, because I was actually going to do a live because I'm really behind on everything bill wise. And so, but instead I decided to work on her because I kept questioning it. I kept going back and forth on questioning it. So it was one of those weird nights where I was having a hard time trusting what I was getting. And then I was looking at the astrology chart and I'm like, no, that's right. I don't understand this part of it. So then when my friend got up this morning, I asked her if that could be what it meant. Because in her astrology chart, there's nothing really saying like she unalived herself or she deleted herself. I don't know what you're allowed to say on here. I mean, I said what the cards had said, which you'll see, because I'm going to put the channeling first because it's shorter, and then I'll put the cards after that validates it. Which now I kind of understand a little bit more of what I was getting, like, because we got the unaliving, like, self-deletion card twice, and then natural causes. So if she did, for say, jump or fall in off the bridge into the water because she was emotional or whatever that may be, um then in a way it's like drowning, kind of like natural causes, but it was like of her own doing, like her taking responsibility for it. um the two visions that kept repeating were her running and crying, and then I saw her floating in the water, and so that's what I have posted. But I'm sorry I'm getting this up so late. I was originally going to go to my mom's and mail everything on the way and stuff, but she has to do something in the morning, and I woke up a little bit later than I wanted to because of dealing with the dog getting out. Hopefully I'll have that fixed by Thursday and it won't be such a stress, but I keep getting stressed out when he leaves the yard. So I get out of there. So I wanted to put this up anyways because I feel like it's important. It's still her voice. Um and I mean, like I said, you don't have to believe that I did it before or not, but I spent 3 hours on it, so there's no point not to put it out, because I still channeled, I still did the work, she still came in, so I feel like it's important. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, um right here, I'll put those screenshots for you. And then now I'm gonna I also had to edit my other video because it was recording when I was dealing with the dogs in the middle of my cards. So that's why people don't understand like how much this takes. It takes a few hours to do the readings. I like to do both cards and channeling to kind of the cards to kind of validate my channeling and give extra information. And then you have to edit it sometimes because things happen or there's noises or whatever it may be. So I have to go and I have to add the beginning and stuff. So I have to go through and edit it. So it takes quite a while to get this out. So that's why I didn't have it out sooner. And I just heard about it like yesterday or day before. So I got to it as soon as I could. And as soon as I heard about it, for some reason, I'm not hearing about certain cases. And I find it interesting that she was found September 2nd, and in Mamta's reading, I had gotten September 2nd. So I don't know if there's like an interconnect there. I don't know if anything happened in that case today, or it's just like they knew I was going to work this case and she was going to be found, and that's how my interconnects work with Autowrites. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not factual information. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, there's nobody involved here, in my opinion, so I'm not going to put innocent until proven guilty, because there's nothing to be proven with. I did keep seeing a person, but I think that might have been a witness or somebody that saw her. I kept also seeing a van, and I'll talk about it in here, and I kept getting like I kept hearing like a door open and shut on a van, like how it would slide. And I'm wondering if that was just like somebody that was by her, like opening and shutting the van. It could have been the coroner. I'm not really sure about that, but it repeated, and if things repeat, I have to say them or they drive me absolutely insane. So this is an auto, and remember that whenever we talk about this, like this could be places she ran before. We'll talk about it. I'll explain how it works. But how Autowrites work, if anybody wants to know and they're new to the channel, you can see that in the description below. There's a specific video for it. So this is an Autowrite. I'm typing my channel. I am very drawn to this, but I'm struggling to trust what I'm getting. There are a couple things I keep seeing over and over, and I'll go into in a minute. So those that are new here, like to explain how I work. And there will be a card video attached to this as well. I do both to validate. Information that comes in can be past, present, or future. It can be symbolic, metaphoric. It's not always literal in how I see things. Things can have multiple meanings, such as numbers and whatnot. Things are also, as we perceive them, Spirit tries to give the best info that they can and may completely misperceive things, as they are not always easy to understand. Doing this work is like learning another language. It takes a lot of work and time to piece things together, especially in the case of missing persons and cases. It's always puzzle pieces. We have to put the puzzle pieces together. I don't know why I always say like I'm gonna post a video and then I end up doing like a post. Like I don't know why. I think it feels like weird just to like fly off and do that. But I need to really work on that. Especially when I have that like push. Anyways, sometimes I get references to different cases that are similar or have things going on surrounding it, and sometimes I'll get other references that I can't understand. And sometimes it's specific, sometimes it's not. I can only give what I get because I'm just human connecting to another vibration, and I can only give you what Spirit gives. There is also timing of things, and we are only supposed to know what we are supposed to know in that timing. So if it's not time, we won't know it. I notice the closer someone is to being found or something happening with the suspect, the more info I'll get. I get just as frustrated as you sometimes when Spirit doesn't give more and isn't more specific. Every case is different. Every energy is different. I'm not here to solve anything that's for the police. I'm here to give puzzle pieces and be Spirit's voice in hopes that it helps. Keep in mind that things come in around her or around anyone else, as well as around the area, and again, past, present, and future. I do get interconnects. Sometimes, though, I try to remain focused. I have no control. If something comes in, it will repeat till I say it. So I have to say it. I know in my cards I got something. I'm not really sure anymore. It may have been the way she was feeling and put herself in danger by going off unplanned. I'll get to that in a minute. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This is not factual. Again, I already said that. Okay, so it feels like there's a lot going on around her at the moment in her life. I get a lot of heavy burdens, emotions. I keep feeling like she was running away from something. I keep feeling like there's some sort of argument or something going on. And remember, I'm reading my channeling that I did prior. So people ask why I'm reading. That's why. I keep feeling like there's some sort of argument or something going on that's making her run away. That's why I don't pick the right shoes. That's why I take off without my phone, because I'm just wanting to run. I'm wanting to run better. I always feel better when I run. I always feel like it helps me think. It helps me focus. It helps me understand things. And I keep feeling like things were going on in my life. I'm not handling it too well. There's also a reference to like self-worth issues as I'm reading this. I feel like I have not been eating much or something of that sort. I feel like running is the only time I feel free. But at this point, it feels like she's running away from something. It feels like she's running away from her feelings, her emotions, in a sense. So there feels like some sort of argument with an older male. I don't know if it's in or out of the house. I just keep feeling like there's an argument and kind of getting the feeling of something involved relationship wise, especially with the cards I pulled. I also feel like there is something going on with money. So I don't know if I'm struggling in that way. Not really sure, but it just feels like I heard the word, the world is crashing down. And the one repeating image I keep seeing her was running with tears in her eyes. The other vision I keep seeing her is kind of floating in water. I don't know if that's symbolic or what, but it feels like my emotions are all over the place. And when I run, I could just run and run. So I had to keep pulling out so I had kept pulling out the suicide card. Now, I don't know if that's just how she was feeling, if that was in her energy, or if that's anything to do with the situation. I just know that there are emotions, depression, and pain, and she's running while she's crying, and her mind is going on and on about things. It just helped her relieve stress, and she did this a lot. This isn't the first time. But I think normally she left with correct shoes, some sort of tracker. She's showing me a watch, so I don't know if she had one or if there was one left. I'm curious about a boyfriend or ex because the cards were kind of showing up like a breakup, an affair, or something of that nature at some point, and that may have been a very, very upset over a relationship of some sort. I kind of can't stop feeling like something happened where she just felt like I need to get out of here, I need to run, that sort of thing. And I feel like normally she had a plan to run and this was different. Sometimes it's hard when doing this type of work not to let your thoughts interfere. So I constantly check in with myself to make sure I'm not thinking it and it's coming to me and not from me. Because in this situation, it's easy to let your thoughts run away. So I like, and just come up with all these things in your mind that could have happened, right? So I keep seeing over and over, hearing something that I sort of can't stop it. Anyways, I feel like she was struggling a lot with a lot emotionally. Going back to what's repeating, I keep seeing a white van. I don't know, it's weird. I don't know why, if it's symbolic or not. I keep hearing the way a door would slide open in that type of van. I'm not sure. I also kept seeing, and this is one thing I didn't put because I was questioning it, like a homeless man like picking up bottles. I don't know why I kept seeing that. But it could be someone that saw her or something. It was kind of weird, but it kept repeating. White van sound, kind of the way the door slides. That's just a vision that keeps repeating. That could have had something to do with when she was found. I'm not sure. It's weird. I come to a T and it feels like I want to go left. I think I turn left at the end of a bridge or an end of somewhere because that's the direction she's wanting to take me, or her energy, like this side. Um, She's familiar with the area. I also hear Fort Myers. I also feel like I'm running in a park of some sort, or if that's the plan at some time. It kind of reminds me of a card I pulled with like a windy type walkway, a canopy of trees, so it's forestry. I also get playground equipment, so I feel like there could be a playground. Remember, these are areas that she had passed through or could be around, like reference points. I'm also getting bits and pieces, kind of frustrating. So I don't know if this was some sort of weird accident or someone did something yet, but the van or the sound of the way a door would sound slide, it was just like a weird sound, and I kept seeing a male that has a bald head or short shaven head, larger in reference to tattoos and blondish beard, mustache. The beard feels like it's longer of sorts. This could be another case, or this could be just somebody that saw her. I also get a reference to her being in a park again. I can see the parking lot, and I can see the lines of the parking lot, like the parking spaces. So I don't know if someone was watching her from a parking lot or saw her, like a witness, or think they saw her if she ran through one. It's weird. It's like a pathway that goes through a parking lot, and I can see the white lines clearly. I also see a man changing a trash can bag. So again, it's like they're changing the trash can bag and they're looking over and they see her, or they think they see her. So it's more like witnesses or things like people she passed. Again, I'm getting like a story, right? So I'm not just getting where she is, I'm getting like the story. Um And I can see her running through a walkway that goes through like a forested area, preserve type marshy area. I don't know at what point this was. I also kind of feel like nauseous, and I didn't bring water, and I'm dehydrated. So I feel like at some point I tried to get water somewhere. I don't know if they have water fountains anymore, but I left without my wallet or money, so that's something that's coming up. Like I need water and I feel a bit nauseous as I'm running. I'd be curious if I can hear um I'd be curious. I can hear running on a bridge. But that's where I get stuck at. I'm on the bridge and then it's like everything stopped. Um I can hear how it sounds and how feet would run on that. Like I've been in this area before. I keep seeing a brown sign. I don't know what's on it. There's a reference to I hear invasive plants, and I also can see maybe rocks lining someplace outside it or something, like larger rocks. I'm honestly so confused. There's a father around this, and I don't know if it's like her father that upset her or if there's a father or where that's coming in at, but I keep going back to something that was either in a relationship or were her and her dad getting along. It feels like there's a lot around this, like money, job, relationship, and some kind of argument at some point. And then there's reference to dad. So I don't know if like dad was tough on her or what this is. Also, the sun is in her seventh house, so that's like a father figure. It can be or can be her vitality, but um that's something I can't shake is that something happened before she left the house, some sort of argument with somebody. I don't feel like she was going to meet anybody because she didn't take her phone. It doesn't feel like that either. I know it. I know my head kind of hurts and I feel sort of faint in a way, but my head keeps hurting. I hear the word rock solid and I'm not sure what that means. It also, they show me a cross on top of a building, which it can be that there's a church nearby unless it's symbolic for faith or sometimes it's symbolic for like a resting place. I feel like she's overdoing it or obsessive about running and health in that way. I don't know if she was on medication or anything either, because that kind of comes up, but I'm not sure in what aspect. I don't know if she's taking supplements or anything else for her depression. It feels like I'm not feeling good all of a sudden. And I don't know. I was basically running myself to death because I wanted to succeed with what I was doing. That's the way it's coming across. But it's like dealing with mental health in regards to like being a bit overdoing it in that department. I keep trying to go back to her. I keep seeing a guy putting trash bag. So I think it's somebody that saw her because like he's putting the trash bag and he looks at her, but nobody does anything to her. This bridge leads like from a parking lot over a kind of bridge. That's what I kept seeing. And I don't know if like there's water too. I keep feeling like there's an underlying health things I'm not aware of because of how I'm treating my body. So I don't know if like running is more than I should, almost an obsession, and not eating and drinking properly. And again, and I don't know if again I have these worries and stresses one does revolve around money. I'm stuck at the bridge in my visions. I keep feeling her alone. Most of the time, I'm not sure who the guy is. Again, it could just be somebody that saw her, was around the area, or maybe something completely different, another case, but maybe someone that saw her that I keep seeing. But the back of my head hurts now, and I don't know why. I do see that somehow she got in the water at some point, unless she's saying I should have drank water. I keep seeing her stopping and drinking a bottle of water. So it was like I kept seeing her floating water, but then I was like, I'm stopping and drinking water. So I don't know if that was at some point or she was being symbolic, like she was thirsty at some point. I'm struggling to see anyone doing anything to her. Oops, I went back. But I'm wondering if the way her routines impacted her body in a negative way and she's pushing too hard because I keep feeling that too. And then the next thing they show me is her in the water floating. So I'm stuck on the bridge and then in the water. But then I keep feeling like she may have been feeling depressed and even suicidal at times. But in a way, not taking care of her body because she caused some issues in herself, if I'm making sense. Because they keep showing me the natural causes card and then the suicide card that I pulled. Like that's why another reason I like to use cards is because they'll show me visions of the cards for the symbolism where they can't really they don't want to show me what happened. It's like a symbolism thing. Um and they do that and they'll like bring me back to that reading that I did and they'll be like, "Okay, remember when you pulled this?" Like she was feeling that way many times in her life, but she dealt with her stress and depression in another way by overdoing her body, and it's becoming an obsession in a sense. That can even be the habits I'm getting because anything can be addicting, and because of that and not leaving with correct things in a sense that she caused herself to be in the situation. But um like that's how it's coming across, and she takes responsibility. So usually I get that when someone takes accountability or responsibility for their passing. I also like whatever they were doing caused it. Sometimes it's unalive and sometimes it's self-deletion, sometimes it's just being in that situation. So I can't seem to see her past the point of her running on the bridge. or running on a bridge. My neck is hurting a lot, not sure why, and my head is sort of pulsating. I don't know, I'm struggling to get much else. I have to pick this up later. I'm getting a cul-de-sac though too, so hopefully tomorrow. They kept showing me like the round part of a cul-de-sac. She wants to say that she's sorry. She knows she's and this part I added because I was like, well, if I'm gonna post this, I want to post something for her family. So, and like finish it, because it was like she had me stuck on the bridge and that was it. That was all I saw other than her floating in the water. So from the bridge to the point of floating in the water, I didn't see what happened in between. But she wants to say she's sorry. She knows she's disappointed people, and this was something hard that she was putting them through. She says that she got caught up in her emotions of what was going on, and it became way too much to bear. She's saying that they tried to help her, and she doesn't want anyone to blame themselves. She's finally free from the pain she endured. This wasn't planned in a way. I feel like it was kind of like things got mixed into one spiral event that became out of control. She said she's sorry for just taking off. She's sorry for being impulsive. She says, I love my family and I'm okay. Please tell them I'm okay. She's standing in the light and she says, I need to adjust now. And she blowing kisses. She shows me a vision of wings on her, and I feel it, and she was like in the light. There was a lot of pink, and I feel like maybe this is symbolic, but also maybe someone may do a picture like this. Beautiful soul with lots of things she dealt with. So it was almost like the way that it was coming across is that she was dealing with a lot of different things, but there might have been one catalyst that caused her to take off and do this. That's the way that it came in. So I'm going to post the cards now, and then that's what I got. Sorry I didn't get it posted sooner. I literally just heard about it, and I don't want her voice and what happened to her and what she's saying like to go to waste. So that's why I'm putting it out. So I thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Oh, my condolences, prayers go out to the family and friends. I'm so sorry this happened. She's such a sweet, sweet girl. She really is. Hey guys, so I was trying to figure out what I could do today because I'm way behind on everything, and I really needed to go live on TikTok, which I may still do after this. But I was wanting to tap into Airelle Valdes. I hope I'm saying that right. I want to do a channeling with her though, but I haven't been able to do that. I was like, let me just tap, like, see what the cards are giving me, and then I'll try to do a channeling. So I don't know. I might wait to release this till I do the channeling and see if they match. Because I always like to do my channeling first, but sometimes I tap in with the cards if I'm feeling a little low on energy or a little out of it. And then I kind of get like an idea of like what I'm feeling. Because I kind of feel like with her, like she was struggling a lot. And in these cards, I don't think they're in a literal sense. Remember, we can take cards, it's how we perceive them, and I don't have a card for every situation, but cards are how we perceive them. It's how we perceive things, and it can be around this situation as well, not just here and now, before and after, and also around people. I've noticed that with the cards, they also pull in like things around the situation as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I just got super dizzy all of a sudden. Um so I just want to go over the cards and remember, it's not always literal in how the cards come in. It's symbolic, and they can have multiple meanings like most things. And I do notice sometimes cards do past, present, and future, but I have to record this so that I have it in case I want to release it. And I did find an area that matches this that I was kind of pulled to. Um and so I'm gonna, before I finish pulling the cards after these second ones, I want to show you guys where I'm talking about this. I find it kind of interesting. All right, so first off, we have, and the reason why I don't show the shuffling of the cards is, for one, my camera that I bought doesn't show that. For two, I think it wastes time sitting here watching me shuffle and do the cards when it's not going to make a difference. I literally just lay them out and read them that way. Okay, so imprisonment, but I think this was like an emotional prison imprisonment. I did take a glance at her chart. I don't understand it. I'm gonna have to ask for help on it. I'm very, very rusty on my astrology because I have not been able to keep up with it, unfortunately, with the way that my life has been going. But I think from what I'm understanding of the chart, that there is some emotional depression kind of issues there. And so the imprisonment, I don't think is like it doesn't come across as like she's kidnapped and imprisoned somewhere. I think it's more like she felt like maybe, um, an emotional imprisonment is the way that I want to take it. And I don't know if there's ever been an assault anywhere in her life. I don't think that this has to do with this sort of thing, but she might be experiencing some emotional things due to some sort of assault, and that could be any kind. Toxic food shortage. It can be medication, drugs. It can also be like someone that's not eating right or not eating a lot or something of that sort. Which if you're depressed, sometimes you do that. And then we have this card, which I don't know if it could just be a thought, or if she got herself in a sort of situation. Um, the only thing I do know about it is she took off running, and like no one knows why. She left her phone at home and everything. I guess she ran when she was upset. Um, so then we also have kind of like the natural causes. Trapped. Again, she could be trapped where she's in a way at where her physical body is, but also she could have been trapped in her mind or felt trapped in like her emotions missing. We have this card again. Hijacked, which I'm not really understanding that in this case. Other than she could have felt hijacked in some way. Like it can be more of an emotional feeling. Fire, this could just have something to do with fire being near her and drown. I keep seeing her body in water. Her ascendant is in her Saturn is in her ascendant retrograde. But I keep seeing her in water, so I don't know if it was on purpose, accident, what. Like those cards could be just how she felt at some point. Or if she was in that frame of mind. Because I want to go over this part. So portal, because she did just vanish, like literally even on the camera, like she disappeared on the camera. It is almost like she ran into a portal, literally. She's hidden right now. The power supply is interesting. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. There can be a neighborhood around. Hollow earth, which sometimes, you can take that as mines, caves, cemeteries, anything that's that sort of boat. So we have to think too, like Pisces has boats and stuff in it as well, but this is the boat, so you can take the boat as like there could be boats nearby. There could be a school nearby. This could just be like the water's cold, or there could be private property nearby. The water supply is interesting. Now, whenever we do, again, these location cards could be things on the way or around. Water supply. I kind of keep getting a little similar reference to Caleb here, in where she is. Fire again. So there could just be fire. I do notice that some of these places, like in the they have like the fire that comes up out of the, I don't know what the heck they're called. My brain isn't working right. You guys know what I'm talking about. Crossroad. And this might be also symbolic. I'll show you guys something in a minute. I thought it was interesting. But crossroad, wooded area, bones. Runaway, she was running. She was literally running away. So, not that she was like necessarily running away to stay away, but she was running physically. Underwater, outside, school, in water again, public area. So this could be an area where there's kind of a public area or a public building as well. Water again, and inside, and then outside. So, I'll show you really quick where I was seeing. I don't know if this is a location. I'm just saying I thought it was interesting that the water supply came in and the electrical supply came in, because I found a place with both. And it's close to where she was last seen. Allegedly, there was a sighting at Billy Park. And I'll go into more of everything in just a minute. I'm going to have to go check on my dog in a minute. And manatee, I've gotten that somewhere or something before. So let me move my face out of the way. Okay. I just thought this was really interesting, and I've got an orange somewhere. I can't remember where I got that at. But okay, so allegedly she was seen down here at Billy something. Okay, there's Riverside. I've gotten that before. Is it further down? Is this too far? She was a marathon runner, so I mean, when people get in their head and they run, I want to say this is the wait, what? No, maybe it's this bridge right here. It's this bridge right here, the Edison Bridge. Sorry, the Edison Bridge. As she was running, she disappeared on camera up here. But allegedly, she was seen going through this park right here. I think this is Billy. This is Billy Park or something like that around here. How come I can't find it now? Okay. I just don't know if she would have drove this far. I just found this kind of interesting. Besides the fact that I've gotten orange stuff before. So there would be boats here, but look. Here is literally a power plant. And that's what I mean by like the smoke and the fire. And right here also is electrical things. And I noticed something else, and I just thought this was so weird. Like, literal. This is Crossroads Baptist Church. I thought that was strange because I pulled the Crossroads card. The school could also be a playground, a park, anything that there's kids around, or it could actually be a school. I just thought it was interesting. I just wanted to show you that because of the I just thought that was really interesting. And it could just be, again, she's passed by there, she's close to there. I think she went missing the 28th of August. I wonder if that was I gotta find out when the eclipse was. But anyways, I feel like there was something that happened that made her want to go on a run. Like emotionally, like I feel like that's just how she kind of dealt with things, and she may have been dealing with some internal struggles, and like there may have been something going on at work or something of that sort. I'll see what else I get when I go into an actual channeling of her. But I got some more cards to pull here. I also keep wondering if there was anything going on in a relationship or something of that sort. I'm wondering about that because it kind of, dogs are going nuts outside right now. We have the Judgment card, reflection, inner calling, being forgiven, awareness, awakening. So this is, I think, like this is her past card. Like in the past, she's been judgmental of herself. There might have been somebody that was judgmental of her. The present card was her trying to find direction. It's the Three of Wands. So it's of her like going out, trying to find direction, trying to move forward and taking chances on something. But then it's like I get like that there's lies and trickery around her, and maybe even some sort of criminal activity, but it could be cheating, deceit, and theft. So I'm wondering if she was in a relationship because I was kind of getting that vibe earlier. This could be a past relationship. This could be something that happened in her relationship, but it's like this Seven of Swords is about dishonesty, lies, trickery, scheming, cheating, deceit, theft, criminal activity, and then next to it's the Emperor. So that's a male. And it could be any male in her life that was like there was something going on, and it could even have to do with work or whatever, but there's something going on in her personal life with a male that seems like it kind of maybe started things to kind of stress her out or make her more emotional over things when she was already struggling emotionally. Because that can be an authority figure, a father. It can also be an older male. It can be someone, I can take it as someone she's having a relationship with. Okay. So I'm still learning the tarot, but that's what I take from that. I was thinking of the last two fire cards. It could mean that there was a fire somewhere close by because of another card that I've got here. So we have garden. So there could be like things that are blooming, lots of plants. There could be some sort of garden, but it's basically about plants and flowers. So curving trail, twisting route, meandering passage. So it's interesting because this is probably areas that she was running through. So there could be a winding path like this that she was running through that is maybe through a park or a marsh or something of that sort. A workspace. I don't know where she worked at unless she's running off because there's something going on at work, but or it could just be there's this workplace around there, not necessarily hers, so it could be a productive environment, which kind of goes along with what I just showed you guys. There could be a hospital or something that she's passed or nearby. So the lighthouse is a guiding light. It's a symbol of hope. It can actually be a lighthouse, but sometimes it's just symbolic. We have a street, so maybe not far from a street. She was last seen running down a street or running beside a street. So this is urban landscape, pedestrian traffic, sidewalks and crosswalks. So she could be near a sidewalk, crosswalk. She was seen running down one. So that can also have something to do with that. A desert is just like it can just be sandy. It doesn't necessarily have to, and there could be like snakes or something there. That doesn't necessarily have to be like a desert. It's just, I always take it as a sandy area if there's no deserts around. So we have a park. So this could be any type of park, national park, preserve, regular park, nature's haven, recreational space, picnic retreat. So a park. I don't know if there's a library anywhere there or somewhere with books. There could be a place where there's a pool around there somewhere. Forest. So dense canopy, nature sanctuary, forest floor. So she could have been running like in or by a forest. And I keep going back to Caleb Harris's reading with the alligator. I'm wondering if it was symbolic in some way. Plus also Richmond. There's Richmond by here. Remember I told you guys I got that in Mamta that was the same. I thought it was interesting, and I was like, okay, she can't be all the way in Richmond, Virginia, but maybe it's that direction, or there's maybe another reason. Well, there's a Richmond very close by here where I'm looking at. Lost love, grief, memories, and heartbreak. So this is probably what she was feeling. So again, I don't know if she was grieving something, had heartbreak over something. There's something that spurred this. I do think there's some sort of relationship, and I don't know, that could be the past or whatever. There could be an airport nearby, in the vicinity. Sorry, dogs are going nuts outside. I don't know why. So scorching lands, this can just be a place where there's well, I mean, Florida's hot. So, but also it could be a place where there was a fire nearby or something of that sort because of the third fire card. I guess it can be emotional as well. Perilous realm, so danger lurks, treacherous path, ominous shadows. So there was danger wherever she was running. And she might have been taking a little bit more treacherous paths than usual, but she was in danger while she was running. I was going back to Caleb Harris is what I keep being reminded of is the alligator there. I don't know if it's symbolic for like Florida or another reason, but I'm going to show you Richmond on the map. I thought was interesting too. So there might be a place that she would go to sometimes. I don't know if there's any place anybody knows that she would go to, but for like self-reflection and to like get away from things, but also this can also be a legit temple, church, something of that sort, which interesting, the Crossroad Church is there. We have the river. Okay. We have a lake, which can be just a large body of water. It can also mean reflections and birthplace of dreams. So what I wanted to show you real quick was this. I just thought it was so interesting. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's weird. And it can just be because it's in the area. That's why I was getting it. Look, Harris is there. Find that weird too, because I keep being reminded of Caleb Harris and like certain things I got in his reading as interconnecting, like maybe the alligator or something. So that's kind of weird. And then there's Richmond. And I'm not saying she's in Richmond, but it's a reference point. You know, whenever we're doing location, because we can get within miles sometimes, we want to look at what's surrounding it, right? What a reference point is. So I just find that very interesting that there's a Richmond there, and that was something that came random to me. Well, there's Harnsmarsh School, but I think that Harnsmarsh is kind of far away. I think we want to stay by the river because we got that river card. Franklin I've gotten before too. And Olga I've gotten before too. It's just weird. I see a lot of things on this map I've gotten before. Hancock I was just drawn to the other day. I saw it somewhere else, I think in Mamta's. It's not where she's at, but it's in the area. Just find it and look Slater. Think of Jay Slater. Just some weird stuff. Octagon. I've gotten Octagon before. But I cannot remember what name what reading it was in. We all know how my interconnects work, so whenever I see things that I've gotten before, it kind of piques my interest a little bit. Oh, there is an airstrip right here. Look, South Point airstrip. So I find that interesting as well. So I just pulled some the personality oracle cards, and they're not always for a person. That's sometimes the symbolism behind it. And it can be about her, it can be about people surrounding her as well. If there's anybody involved, which I haven't seen anybody involved, that doesn't mean there's not. I haven't done into a deep channel yet. But there was something going on with a male figure. I don't know if it's her actual father that something happened with, or if it's somebody in a relation that she was in a relationship with. There was something that was causing turmoil regarding a male. And I'll go into that in a minute. But learner, so this is someone that was an explorer. She was an explorer, inquisitive. She was a friend. She was a companion, a support, share and joy. Like she was a good friend to those around her life. But I feel like she had like a small circle or maybe one or two friends. Like she wasn't like, you know what I mean? She was kind of more to herself, more quiet. But I feel like she was a good friend to those that she was friends with. This can be just like an individual entrepreneur or someone that, and that could have been at any point in her life, a vendor of some sort, or entrepreneur. So here's fireman again, and we got all the fire cards, but it could also be like sacrifice, extinguish, rescue. It could be heroism. It could just be part of her personality and who she was. But also there could be something regarding firemen, or fire somewhere again. That's kind of really interesting that keeps coming up. We have traveler here, so seeker of horizon, adventurers, long journey. She was going on a long journey. She was an adventurer. We have captain, so she was navigating her own journey. She was setting out on a voyage basically, and she was trying to make decisions and trying to be objective about certain things in her life, but this is like her going on a voyage. Elder, so kind of she may have had some health issues going on though. I'm just wondering about that. And that could be mental health as well. But experience, like she had a lot of experience. Who's she in a fucking relationship with? This is in the wrong for her work. Wow. Okay, so we have secret society. So I don't, it's weird because a secret society, evil corporation, and fired. So where the hell was she working? Where was she working? That there was an issue with somebody at her work, or she got fired, or an argument, something of that sort. Sixth sense. So she might have had a sixth sense about something. Could have been a meeting at some point. Someone's lying. There could have been jealousy. Down the rabbit hole. Something was explosive. They could have had an argument. That's why she took off. There could be rumors surrounding this. Just be like evil around her. And she was sad. She was sad. Digital evidence. So there may be more digital evidence, like cameras and stuff. That might come out later. I know they got one thing, but there's a breakup. See, something happened whenever with a relationship, and it might also involve, was she seeing somebody at work? I mean, I don't know where she works at. Secret trip, like she was leaving. She wasn't. Power. War. She had argued with someone or something. Weird science can sometimes be medication, drugs, things like that. Time change. Time is off. Paper trail. See, there's greed somewhere. There was a marriage or a wedding. Obviously, she wasn't married, so was somebody else married, or did she want to get married, or corruption? That could even revolve around the police department, or wherever. Intoxication. This could be at any point. Timeline issue. Travel. She was running. Could be a false flag somewhere. There could be a distraction. There might be some false accusations flying around. Top secret. Again, money. There seems to be a lot of money cards. Premeditated. That could even be with herself because she took off. Party. Perversion. There's something going on. Perversion, communication, and love. There's something going on with someone. I wonder if they check her cell phone if they find like something that happened. I don't know. Intuition. Fraud. She may have known something about work or something like that, because there's regret. We may receive a gift in this. Soul contract. She received warnings. Someone was gaslighting her. There may be a witness that's seen her, which apparently there is a witness that's seen her, and she might have been angry about something. That's the way that I take this card. I don't know. This is weird. So the weird thing about this is like, I'm not seeing like a perpetrator or anything, but I do feel like there was things going on around her with a male figure and possible work as well. But again, until I channel, I don't know. This is just like a tap in. We have phone call, message, camera, which she was seen on, but it like literally like this, she disappeared off it. Something was kept secret. She planned. There's an affair, see, and an argument, and she was literally like running. So you can take this as on like she was literally running. So I'm really freaking curious. What, like, I keep wanting to put. It's weird. I keep wanting to put like work and or like relationship together, and I'm not really sure why. Kind of weird. So I only did a few of these. We have rejected. So at some point she was rejected. She was a queen. Rejected. Queen rising. She's trying to step into her power. There was an offer of some sort. Somebody may have had a fake account. There may be a fake account somewhere. But see, here's a girl fight. Arguments, war, competing, which is basically what's... I think there was a fight or something. Dirty offer. Inside scoop. Someone was trying to nosy up in the business. Spiritual hater. Cyberbully. So, see, love triangle. Multiple lovers, choices. Third party, bad karma. And then love on the brain. Carless, she was running. She didn't have a car. She wasn't driving. Someone's always partying, giving money, and then someone was sad and hurt and upset over somebody. So there's someone that or something that was toxic in her life. Again, here's, come on, dude. Here's drama, arguments, and incompatible. So drowning, literally. Stop that, Kai. Come on. This is over. She felt over her head, overextended, rock bottom, and it can be literal drowning. Exhausted. She was burned out, burdened, and empty. She felt like she was stuck and dead end, frozen. I think she had some epitomes about some stuff, though. Self-reflection. She had untapped talents. There's some sort of lust involved. Again, this can be greed. Inconsiderate by any means necessary. Greed, lust. Waves. Emotions, worry, fear. There may actually be waves, but emotion, worries, fear. Vacate, that was her running, I think. Burned bridges. So again, lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. So there might have been some breakup of some sort or something. And she felt rejected, left alone, and self-inflicted isolation. She was a very nurturing person, though, when she wanted to be. But she lost depression and suicide. Again, I don't know if she just thought that, or if that's the third time it's come up in the cards, unfortunately. So I'm not really sure, but this is hopelessness. This is another like lost depression or that blocked. She was either blocked or blocked somebody. Gossip, rumors, nosy. Again, another delay, procrastination. There might be delay in finding her. There might have been delays, like the timing might be off. Family. So there might have been something going on with family too, or maybe the other person had a family. I'm not sure, but the third parties, haters, lesson learned, karma. This is about karma and learning lessons, like learning hard lessons. Thrills is interesting because I keep getting like different substances, and I don't know if that's like, I don't know how that relates, if it's past or present, or if it's relating to somebody that she was into, or it's also bad decisions, though. This thrills ones, it's about continuous cycles and bad decisions. So she was involved with somebody she shouldn't have been involved with, a bad man, like a man that's not good for her, someone with a family, her boss. I don't know. There's that kind of feeling around it. I keep wanting to put like both of those things. So it could be she was having issues with both, or they might both be involved in some way. Envy, resentful, competitive, discontent, and mask, hiding, concealing, and deception. So she might have been hiding a lot of things that was going on in her life. Maybe people didn't really know about. They might have had an idea, but they might not have really known what was going on internally with her. So that's the last of the cards. Now that Ezekiel decided to come get in the way. So I'll see. See, cards even make me tired. I'll see what I can come up with, if I can channel or not. It looks like I'm not going to be doing my live tonight. This case it just started bugging me and picking at me for some reason. So hopefully I get everything taken care of I need to get taken care of. But thank you so much for being a part of this channel. This will probably go along with something else. And appreciate you all. And I will see you next time.